I never thought about I'm the toughest man in the world. I'm tougher than everybody. Everybody has to bow down. That's why fighting becomes an art. And it becomes the art of emotion.
Yeah.
It's really never made for fame, you know what I mean? I'm just some young poor kid from homeless street kid, and next thing you know, I meet this guy, and he's a legendary trainer, and next thing you know, heavyweight champ of the world, and I'm just disoriented. I don't know what's wrong. It's like a fantasy. Greatness, he said, that's when you do the most difficult thing in the world, and you do it the simplest of ease. That's greatness. And I said, wow. And I got so fascinated with that whole scenario of greatness, and I just blacked out and just went on a journey, and that's what I wanted to do.
All he did was tell me dreams. He would tell me wonderful things, what we're going to accomplish and who we're going to beat and how we're going to help people, what we're going to do. And you're the greatest fighter God created.
I needed to believe that. That was my thinking ever since I was 12 years old. Once I got, then I had to think that, you know, because I had no kind of self-esteem. I was just a little poor kid.
That's what I learned from Cus. That's all I knew. Yeah. And he didn't have much time to teach me because he died shortly. He only had 7 to 6 years to be, you know what I mean, to teach me anything. So what he had to teach me was fighting. So I wanted to strip them of their souls. Yeah. That's what he taught me. I'm not no philosopher. This is what I've heard from him. He taught me this is what you do to the big, strong men.
You got to make them intimidated, because once they're intimidated, they can't perform under normal circumstances.
He told me one of the really crazy things about me, but the reality of it is, it was crazy, but I believed it. I'm the greatest, I'm a god, I could accomplish something. But as far as my perspective on myself, I'm Look at the life I come from. Even though I'm making all the money in the world.
I was going to be finished. I was just out there. I was violent towards people. I was taking the drug dealers' money, not paying them their money. I think they really, and this is not being a tough guy, I think they really felt sorry for me.
I have to be honest with myself, because I just need to be honest. I've said too many, I lied to myself too often, so I need to be honest with myself.
I don't want to go down that road anymore. I know what it's like to be down that dark road and meet the devil.
No one's failed more than I did. I deserved all the credit I received. Nobody sees more than I see. I'm the king of the barbarians. There's no one that could surpass me in the pain I've endured.
I want to perform it. I want everybody to see it.
Yeah.
I think subconsciously I'm a peacock. I like to be seen when I'm working. I don't think anybody in the world can do it better. Even to this day, I'm very overly protective of my feelings.
I like accomplishing things, and I'm goal-orientated, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be successful in my goals. You know, it's just the life part that's difficult.
So I got out of prison, so I'm really determined to be champion again, because I'm going to show everybody this wasn't a fluke. I'm going to be champ again. They think this is over. I'm not going to ever come back out again, and they're laughing at me and making fun of me. So I'm going to come out and I'm going to win the title again and have more money than everybody. And that's what happened. But after I accomplished that goal, there was nothing else to do, so everything went downhill.
You know, you think you've been around, you made money, you know people, and then you think you're really special in this world, and then you realize when the crap really hits the fan, you have no idea. You don't even have a clue what's going on, and fear of failing, the fear of just doing your best and figuring that your best is not good enough. It just devastated me. I wasn't prepared for any kind of emotional struggle like that at all.
And I'm willing to do anything to myself to improve, to be the best. I'm willing to sacrifice my body. I'm willing to sacrifice my psychological health to just be the best in the world. And that's what really sacrifice is. You really have to sacrifice your life, regardless if it's a marriage. Sometimes you have to sacrifice your life for a marriage, or sacrifice your life for a goal you want to accomplish.
Well, that's just my reality. It's just what I felt as a young kid back there. It's just my ingredients to success. I thought I was a god. You know, as far as a god of combat, of fighting.
From what I can remember from the day I was born, it was always hard times, welfare, not much food, no money, crime-infested neighborhoods, murders, pimps, prostitutes, drugs, and it was survival of the fittest.
I was being just totally sideswiped by the world at that time. I'm just a young kid.
Drugs, alcohol, violence, more violence, sex, drugs, chaos, alcohol, violence, more violence, more violence, more violence,
I've always had pigeons my whole life since I was 8, 9 years old. That's just what we do in Brooklyn, New York. We fly pigeons. I don't know why, but that's just what we do. Having great birds gave you respect and stuff. When I was a little kid, I wanted to have respect like the big guys had and stuff, but I didn't realize you had to be big to get the respect. Me and my sister got caught up in the street life, so I was bullied a lot as a kid. I used to have pigeons, and one particular time, some bully grabbed one of my pigeons and ripped his head off, and that was the first time I ever got into a fight. And so after that, older kids would bring other kids from different neighborhoods around my neighborhood, and they would pay us to fight each other, and that's how I started fighting. And I like fighting ever since because it gave me attention. People would say, hey, you that guy that beat that big kid. That the fights normally ended so quickly, I still wanted to fight after the fights. So I normally had fights after the fights.
They're older men now, and they just living there like most of them are dead. Most of them are locked up, so strung out on drugs, they wouldn't know what to do with any money. I don't look at that as if I'm better than them, but we survived. We beat the system for now. My family, my wife, my children, and people that's in my nucleus, they need to understand who I am. They don't get me because I never actually get a chance to show myself. Because, I don't know, if I do that, I don't want to be too aggressive. I got that from my mother. My mother's that way. My mother's real tough. I have a real aggressive mother.
In order to perhaps get me to go to sleep, I was making a lot of noise. She would give me alcohol. Wow. Thinking I would go to sleep, Yeah. At that time. And so I started getting into a lot of trouble. By the time I was 12, I was arrested probably 40 times. Yeah. Everybody in the juvenile and the police department knew my name. Everybody, I was, the regular.
I have a 16-year-old named Amir, and I brought him to my neighborhood in Brownsville, and he was a little apprehensive. I would say, go over there and say hi to that kid. And he said, no, I'm okay, Dad. I don't know, you should talk. to these kids. I said, listen, if you take away Mike Tyson, who I am, that's your father right there. You see who your father was when he was 15. I don't know what my kids think about me. My older kids, I don't know. I was a pretty absentee dad back then. I really didn't care about it at all. I was really pretty self-centered, and I wanted all the glory for myself, because that's all I knew all my life. People talking nice things and giving me compliments and all that stuff. It's just now this is a different age and time now that I'm pretty active in their lives. They're reaching a level now where they're 16 and 17, and now these people who were their friends in this very affluent neighborhood where they're from will soon be their competitors for the same women, for the same job, for the same man, for the same notoriety, for everything that they want in life. These people who were once their friends and their comrades in school, now these will be their competitors. And all the, the weight and all the trouble from the past is going to always be on the present people's like the nightmare of yesterday. And that's all we're dealing with now. Everything we're dealing with now has been transmitted through the past. And that's what we're going to have to deal with. And we have to write our own history. This has to happen. People will write their own history, but they're not going to write it in the way they want it. They're going to write it in the circumstances that it is today. You know what I mean? They're going to have to deal with all the problems from the past. We're still here. We're not supposed to be here. We're still here.